What if I told you there's a country where emerald bays hide thousands of limestone towers, where ancient temples rest quietly in the jungle, and where mist drifts through mountain valleys like it's protecting secrets older than memory? Welcome to Vietnam, a land shaped by time, resilience, and breathtaking natural beauty. From karst islands rising straight from the sea to dense rainforests hiding forgotten kingdoms, Vietnam is a destination that unfolds slowly, revealing layer after layer the deeper you travel. This is not a country you rush through. Vietnam invites you to move at its rhythm, to listen, to observe, and to feel the stories etched into its landscapes. We'll sail through limestone bays that feel otherworldly, step inside temples hidden from the modern world, and explore jungle regions where nature still holds complete authority. By the end of this journey, Vietnam won't feel like just another destination. It will feel alive. Halong Bay is Vietnam's crown jewel, a vast seascape of over 1,600 limestone islands rising dramatically from emerald waters. From above, the bay looks unreal, as if the land itself shattered and sank into the sea, leaving only its peaks behind. Sailing through the bay is a slow, hypnotic experience. Towering rock pillars loom overhead, some draped in jungle, others worn smooth by wind and water. Hidden lagoons open suddenly between cliffs, revealing calm waters untouched by waves. Kayaking here feels intimate. You glide beneath stone arches, drift past floating fishing villages, and hear nothing but water lapping against rock. Halong Bay is not just scenic, it's timeless. Open loop, but beyond these waters lies another bay just as beautiful and far less traveled. South of Halong lies Lan Ha Bay, a place many travelers never reach. Here the limestone formations continue, but the crowds disappear. Small beaches appear at the base of cliffs. Fishermen tend floating homes. The water feels calmer, clearer, more personal. Swimming in Lan Ha Bay feels like discovering a secret. The silence is deeper, the connection stronger. It's a reminder that Vietnam still holds places untouched by mass tourism. Places that reward patience and curiosity. From the coast, we now journey inland, to landscapes shaped not by waves but by rivers and mountains. In the heart of northern Vietnam lies Ninh Binh, often called Halong Bay on land. Here, limestone cliffs rise dramatically from rice fields instead of water, creating a landscape that feels almost mythical. Rowboats glide quietly through narrow rivers, passing beneath low stone arches and into caves where light fades and returns like a breath. Golden rice paddies stretch between towering cliffs, glowing under the sun. Temples perch on hilltops, offering sweeping views over valleys shaped by both nature and human care. Ninh Binh feels calm, grounded, ancient. And hidden among these valleys are places of worship that have stood silently for centuries. Vietnam's temples do not demand attention. They wait patiently, tucked into hillsides surrounded by trees softened by time. At Bai Ding, ancient pagodas stand alongside newer structures, blending history with living faith. In smaller rural areas, moss-covered shrines rest beneath banyan trees, their bells ringing softly in the breeze. These are places not built for spectacle, but for reflection. Incense drifts upward, footsteps soften, voices lower instinctively. Vietnam's spirituality is woven into daily life, quiet, enduring, and deeply rooted. But as we move south, the landscape changes again, rising into cool highlands and misty peaks. In the far north, the mountains of Sapa rise above the clouds. Terraced rice fields carve elegant curves into the hillsides, shaped by generations of care and tradition. Morning mist drifts through valleys, revealing villages slowly, wooden homes, grazing water buffalo, farmers working the land as they have for centuries. Hiking here is immersive. Trails wind through fields and forests, connecting small communities whose cultures remain closely tied to the mountains. Sapa feels distant from the modern world and proudly so. Emotional wave. It's a place where landscape and livelihood are inseparable. Central Vietnam holds echoes of ancient civilizations. Deep in jungles and near riverbanks, remnants of the Champa kingdom still stand. Brick temples weathered by centuries of rain and sun. My Son's Sanctuary, hidden among forested hills, reveals towers and carvings dedicated to Hindu deities. Roots twist around stone, moss softens sharp edges. These ruins feel absorbed by nature rather than abandoned by it, a reminder that in Vietnam, the jungle always reclaims its space. Open loop, and from these ancient lands, the journey flows toward rivers that shape both city and countryside. The Mekong Delta is Vietnam in motion. Rivers branch endlessly, creating a network of canals that sustain millions of lives. Floating markets come alive at dawn. Boats laden with fruit drift past each other, engines humming, voices calling across the water. Villages rise on stilts, gardens grow along riverbanks. Life here flows with the tide, adaptable, resilient, connected. Traveling the Delta feels organic. Nothing is rushed. Everything moves with purpose. But beyond the rivers lies another side of Vietnam, one shaped by waves, wind, and golden light. Vietnam's central coastline stretches long and wide, offering beaches framed by mountains and fishing villages rooted in tradition. From quiet coves to long, sandy stretches, the sea here feels open and expansive. Early mornings bring fishermen hauling in nets. Evenings bring soft light and calm reflection. The coast offers balance, a pause between jungle depth and urban energy. And speaking of cities, Vietnam's urban centers carry stories as layered as its landscapes. Hanoi is a city of layers. Ancient temples sit beside colonial architecture. Narrow streets buzz with movement, food stalls, and conversation. Lakes offer quiet pockets amid the energy. Old quarter alleys reveal craftsmanship passed down through generations. Hanoi doesn't hide its past, it lives with it. But travel south, and Vietnam reveals a different rhythm, faster, warmer, endlessly alive. Ho Chi Minh City pulses with energy. Motorbikes flow like rivers, cafes spill onto sidewalks, skyscrapers rise alongside historic landmarks. Yet even here, Vietnam's heart remains visible in shared meals, quiet temples, and deep respect for history. This city shows how Vietnam continues to evolve without losing its identity. Past and present move forward together. Vietnam doesn't overwhelm you with spectacle alone. It stays with you through moments. A smile from a stranger, the quiet of a temple courtyard, the sound of rain on jungle leaves. It's a country that teaches patience, appreciation, and connection. You don't just see Vietnam, you experience it. Vietnam is not defined by one landscape or one story. It is limestone rising from sea, temples hidden in forest, mountains shaped by human care, and rivers carrying life forward. Travel here and you realize that beauty doesn't need to shout, it only needs to endure. So pack curiosity, pack openness, pack respect for a land that has learned to adapt and thrive. Because in Vietnam, every bay, every temple, and every jungle path carries a story, and your journey is now part of it. Final retention push, and if this felt unreal, stay with us. The next epic destination is already waiting.